Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Bryony and I'm one half of Indecisive Readers. Today I am here to post a half-hearted TBR. The last couple of months I have posted proper TBRs. The first month I knocked out the ballpark, I did great. This month I am not doing so well. I'm just kind of not in the right mood for reading, so I'm not going to post a proper TBR this month, but I just want to talk through the ones I hope I'm definitely going to get to. The first one is kind of an obvious one because it's for a read-along I am hosting, and that is for the Priory of the Orange Tree. The read-along uses the hashtag the Priory of the read-along, so if you want to join in, just use that or join the Discord chat, which I will link down below. I will also link down below all the dates for the read-along, the relevant weeks, like the week-by-week breakdown, but we'll also link the post and the Instagram post that explain all of that. In May, we started on the 4th of May and we are going to read 50 pages a month. In May, we will be reading the first 17 chapters, so that's chapter 17 inclusive. And so that's really not a lot, it's not even the first part. By the end of May, we will have read that much though, so about a quarter of it. Yeah, 206 pages, so I hope you can join in. I will be rereading it, I will be annotating it, and I think it's going to be really fun. I hope it's going to help a lot of you start out reading it where you've been frightened to before. The next thing I'm going to join in with is the part 2 of the BELIEVATHON, which I think ran for the first time in November, and I didn't join in then, but I have since felt like I wanted to read some middle grade books, so I'm going to join in this time. And the BELIEVATHON has a map and you follow it, and depending on which prompt you want to do, you kind of follow the map in a certain way. The first one starts at the Poacher's Pocket Inn, which is to read the first book in the series, and so for that I'm going to read what is also the Myth Take Reads group pick for April and May. I didn't read it in April, so I'm going to read it in May, and that is Arusha and the End of Time. This book is about a girl called Arusha who has a tendency to stretch what is true, and so in an attempt to show her up in her lies, her classmates actually corner her in a museum to get her to prove some magic, and by doing that she accidentally released some Indian gods, and obviously things go wrong from there. So I'm really interested in reading this. I can't wait. Lots of people have said it's great, so I'm super excited to finally get to it. I'm going to borrow a copy from the library because I actually forgot to buy it in my book haul. When I was buying them all in one go it was okay, but almost buying a second one or buying a fourth one feels a bit so I'm actually going to borrow a copy from the library, so probably when this goes up I will request it because otherwise it will probably not be available for me to read at the start of the month. The next prompt I'm going to read is for Baba Yaga's house, which is to read a prompt with family relationships in it. And so for that, I hope it's going to count, is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. This is hopefully going to fit because it's about a girl who lives with a witch because usually she gives them up for adoption in another town, but she's actually kept the child herself and the child drinks the moon, whereas normally she feeds them on starlight, and so the girl has magical powers, I believe. It just sounds really cute. I love witches, I want to read more about witches, and it's got a tiny little dragon on the cover there, and yeah, it's been on my radar for a while, and so I brought this and 2 more that you will see one more of in a minute, and yeah, I just couldn't resist buying it because it just sounds great. The next on my list is for the 100 Acre Wood, and that is to read a book with yellow on the cover, and so for that I have chosen the first book in the Pages and Co series by Anna James, which is Tilly and the Book Wanderers. It does have kind of yellow a bit, and this is about a girl called Tilly who lives above a bookshop with her grandparents, and she is reading the books and realises that some characters can escape from the books, and so I feel like this is going to warm my bookwormish soul, and I'm really excited to read it. I think it's going to be amazing and magical and so much fun. And I did also buy the sequel to this with this, so they are my 3 books. And yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know a lot about any of them, but I just know I'm excited to read them all, and whilst it's taken me a while to read books this month, I feel like because these are middle grade I might get through them quickly. They've also got illustrations and it just looks like so much fun. I'm really excited to read them. Next on my list is The Brolly Rail, and that's a book that features or has on the front some transportation. And so for that I have chosen Siren, which is the 5th book in the Septimus Heat series by Angie Sage. I was hoping to read this in April, but I'm just not getting anywhere near it, so I'm going to include it in that because Septimus, Jenna and others end up on a, what's it called, a remote island, and therefore I assume they have to travel to the remote island, whether that's by boat or by dragon, because Septimus has a dragon. I cannot remember, it's been too long since I read this, so I don't know, but I'm slowly making my way. I'm so excited to read this. I'm slowly making my way back through the series. I read them when I was a lot younger, haven't read them in so long, and still haven't read the final book, so I'm slowly making my way through them. Don't want to rush through them because I want to savour them. I'm slowly making my way through them in advance to the final book, and yeah, this is just the next one on my list and I'm super excited to get to it. The final book on my TBR for the BELIEVATHON is For the Bookkeeper's Stronghold, and that is the next book in the series, and for that I have chosen A Sprinkle of Sorcery by Michelle Harrison. I read the first book in this series back in December, and that is about the 3 Widdowson sisters who want to explore the world more but are actually cursed to stay on their island. And so they go on an adventure together, the 3 sisters, to save themselves and save everyone else in their family, or all the other women in their family. And it involves like family and a little bit of magic and like a sprinkle of sorcery, and it's really, really cute. The relationships in it are great. I'm really interested to see where they're going to go on this. I think other people have enjoyed it, so yeah, I'm excited to read that. I have also requested that from my library, and it said it was going to be about a 4-week waiting time, so hopefully it will be available when I need it. I also have a couple of other books that I might read if I have the time. One of those is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is the first book in this series. I don't really know what it's about. Well, this girl called Morgan Crow is cursed and is due to die, but instead of dying she's whisked away to a magical world, and loads of people seem to love this. So when I saw this for like £1 or £2 in a charity shop, I thought, why not pick it up? I will read it at some point. I also could vaguely read Peter Pan, Little Women, because I think that's a middle grade or like a children's book. And I have a cat. Doesn't want me, just wanted me as transportation. She is now going to sit behind me. I also could possibly read the first book in the Darkest Horizons series because I was meant to read that this month, but again, haven't done that. There are a few other books I could read generally. I want to read The Court of Miracles by Kester Grace. I think it's coming out in June, and I do have an e-arc, so I want to read that. There are so many NetGalley books that are due to come out now that I just haven't read, so should start making my way through those. Sam and I are also talking about maybe starting to read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab and Period by Emma Barnett, because we vaguely want to do like a podcast and talk through books together, because we have this but Sam's not as present on this, so we thought if we had a podcast and just came up with like a group book we could talk about that. But yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm setting myself a less strict TBR because whilst I haven't felt like I needed to read books this month, I think because I've posted what I want to read, I almost feel like I should. I also think when you do a booktube channel you feel like more obligated to read more, and I just don't want to stress myself out in these already stressful times more than is necessary. There she is. It'd be better if I was on that side, wouldn't I? So that is just part of my TBR for March, May, April, who knows what month it is. I think it's May. I don't know how many of these. Hopefully I'll get through these 3 and the other 2, and I will definitely get through a chunk of this, but who knows how much we'll actually read. But yeah, let me know if you're also joining in, if you're joining in with my read along, if you're joining in with the BELIEVATHON, or if you're just planning on reading any of these or have read them in the past, I'd love to chat with you in the comments or on my social medias, which are all linked down below. Check out the Discord chat if you do want to join in with the read along, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!